Yeah, so Muscal is saying, do you guys think the US will become a theocracy now that the Supreme Court is conservative leaning?
No.
I don't think it's going to become a theocracy, because they still have to interpret the Constitution. Um, I am also really curious to see what the Democrats are going to do once they get into power. If they get into power, I mean, they most likely will, but, hey, 2016, hashtag never forget. Um, yeah, so what Muscal is talking about here is the Amy Coney Barrett, right, who's like
Mm.
a fundamentalist Catholic nut job who wanted to, who thinks that the purposes of people's legal careers is to build the kingdom of God in the U.S. is now on the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court is now a 6-3 conservative majority. A majority of the Supreme Court, the U.S. Supreme Court, actually thinks that same-sex marriage should not be legal. A majority of them think that abortion rights should be repealed. A majority of them think that the church state separation, right, is misinterpreted, and it's too stark. So we are at a point where a lot of people are scared. Like, is this the beginning, the Handmaid's Tale, where things start slowly and the dominants start falling? Um, I I think a lot of these things will go away, like abortion rights and all that stuff. But I do think the Democrats are going to be very aggressive if they get into power with adding more Supreme Court justices. Potentially, taking additional measures to make sure that they can change the way that the court works. I think the way the court works is going to be a really, really big issue in the future because it's already lost a lot of credibility the way the court is. Last thing I want to say about the U.S. Supreme Court: a majority of the justices, 5 of the 9 Supreme Court justices, these are the ultimate authority in the United States when it comes to anything, right? And they're unelected, and 5 of the 9 were appointed by presidents who lost the popular vote, who were elected by a minority of the population. And they
Mm.
got George W. Bush and Donald Trump, both of whom were elected because of the Electoral College, not because they got most votes. 5 out of 9. Next
Okay.
question,
Okay.
unless you have
Afshin.
something to say about it.
No,
Oh,
no, because we need to move on. So Afshin
Afshin
saying
Sharg is saying, on the topic
oh,
of freedom of speech, do you think Trump would really be able to make flag burning illegal in the United
no.
States?
So he would never be able to, but just saying that is already extremely devastating to Enlightenment values. Okay, so I don't think Trump would ever be able to make flag burning, would have ever been able to make flag burning illegal. But just popular, even just suggesting the idea from such a high position of authority and power has consequences not just in the United States but globally. You have the country that is supposed to be the leading champion of Enlightenment value. You have the highest authority in that country all of a sudden coming out and saying that yeah, flag burning should be illegal. Think about the what that means globally. Think about how many people, how many anti-free speech advocates, how many Islamic activists, how many Hindutva are going to use that as narrative to say like, look, see, even the president of the United States, the country that has uh, the First Amendment, the country that you guys keep using as an example that is supposed to be a role model of freedom of speech, even they get it that there should be some limitation to freedom of expression. Even they have things that are sacred to them and things that hurts their fifis so much that they think like, oh, that's the limit. There should be a limit. There should be a limit based on people's hurt feelings. Again, the narrative is going to this was a major blow to advocacy for freedom of expression. Even though he's never going to be able to do that, it was a major blow to advocating freedom of expression. So
Yeah,
fuck Trump for even suggesting that. But
and
yeah, go
I
ahead.
want to say 2 really quick sentences on this. First of all, uh, uh, could it be illegal if Trump gets reelected and the U.S. Supreme Court the way it is right now, and if he gets another couple of potential
Mm.
nominees, then it actually could become illegal. The second
First
thing I want to
Amendment,
say.
Ali, really? With the
Mhm.
First Amendment? Because you really think you could with the First
It comes
Amendment?
down to the way that they interpret it, right?
Mm.
And the second thing, it really comes down to the way they interpret it. And then the second thing, I'm not saying it will. I don't think it will, but it could potentially, because the Supreme
Mm.
Court's the ultimate authority. The second thing is the U.S. flag stands for the right of people to burn it.
Mm.
Right? Their U.S. flag represents the ideas that allow people to burn the U.S. flag.
Right.
That's what it is
That's
supposedly a symbol of. So it
exactly.
would be just completely ironic and idiotic, both, to make flag burning illegal. It would miss the whole point of the flag in the first place.
That's why when Trump said that, I said that the most American thing to do right now, in to honor United States and to honor what United States stands for and to honor what the U.S. flag stands for, the best thing to do at that time would have been
It's
to
to burn it.
burn the American flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suggested that, and people think I was being radical.